Welcome back to Inherited Dawn, a One Piece podcast. We are breaking down chapter 1126, the official start of the Elbaph Arc.
And what a start it is, Franky. A true storm before the calm has even settled.
Are you kidding me? I'm still reeling from that ending. I've gone over it 3 times and I still don't believe it. Robin, they're gone. The Thousand Sunny is just gone. My ship, my baby. Luffy, Zoro, Nami, Usopp, Sanji, and Chopper have vanished without a trace.
Disappeared into thin air, 2 days out from Egghead. The crew is split. Again. It seems to happen every time we enter a new phase of our journey.
But not like this. Never like this. In the past, Kuma scattered us with a purpose. In Dressrosa, we split the team with a plan. This is a complete mystery. 1 minute our ship is sailing right alongside the giants. The next, poof, nothing. Just empty ocean. Okay, let's back up. I'm getting ahead of myself. We have to talk about everything that happened. But man, I am not okay.
Let's start with the party, before it all went wrong. The eye of the hurricane, so to speak.
Right. The mood was so high. I mean, we just came off the biggest brawl since Marineford. We escaped a Buster Call and a Gorosei, and we're sailing with a literal crew of giants. The party was super. The meat, the ale, it was everything you dream of after a victory. And then Oimo and Kashi, our old pals from the Franky family, they dropped this amazing little story about Dory and Brogy.
It was a lovely moment of connection. They explained that after the Enies Lobby incident, they went back to Little Garden for their captains, and they found the two of them still fighting, but their weapons were completely destroyed, shattered to pieces from a century of combat. They were just using their bare fists.
100-year duel, and their swords and axes break, so what do? They just keep going with their hands. That is the most metal thing I have ever heard. No hesitation, no let's call it a draw, just pure unadulterated warrior spirit. That's a man's romance right there.
So Oimo and Kashi convinced them to pause the fight and come to Elbaph to get new worthy weapons forged.
Nami found it unbelievable they just picked the fight right back up after all that time. But that's the code of Elbaph. It's a foundational principle of their culture. An honorable duel is everything. It's not about hatred, it's about respect and proving one's honor. It's a nice callback, connecting our Franky family friends and the giants we met so long ago all the way back to one of the crew's first major trials in the Grand Line.
It really brings it all full circle. Little Garden was where Usopp first really decided he wanted to be a brave warrior of the sea, just like them. He saw their pride and it changed him. And now we're finally going to his dream island with those same 2 giants. It felt like everything was falling into place. It was perfect. And then everything just screeches to a halt. We're suddenly thrown into a flashback from a month ago.
To Gartle Island, a place we haven't seen before, and the first thing we see is the flag of the Red Hair Pirates, and under it, the captured Barto Club.
Oh my god, I was so nervous. My heart just dropped. Bartolomeo's chained up, the whole crew is subjugated, you see Gambia and the others all beaten down, and Shanks is just standing there. He's not angry, he's not gloating, he has this incredibly calm, almost disappointed look on his face as he explains the situation.
He tells Bartolomeo that his flag isn't just a symbol to be waved around, it's a promise of protection to many islands under his purview. When someone like Bartolomeo burns that flag, it's not a personal insult to Shanks, it's a message to the entire world that his protection is worthless. It tells every enemy that those islands are now vulnerable.
That's a Yonko perspective. It's not about personal disrespect. It's about the whole balance of power and the lives of millions of people who depend on him. He has responsibilities on a scale we can barely imagine. It's a level of thinking that Luffy is only just now starting to grasp, especially after what he promised to Momonosuke and the people of Fishman Island. Shanks is playing chess, while most pirates are playing checkers.
And then Hongo, their doctor, brings out a small, dark bottle. He explains, very clinically, that it's a fast-acting poison, one that causes immense, unimaginable pain and makes you bleed from every orifice before a very unpleasant death.
And they tell Barto to give it to Luffy as equal compensation for burning the flag. He has to poison his hero. I completely lost it. I was so angry. There's no way. Barto worships the ground Luffy walks on. He would die 1,000 times before he'd even think of hurting him.
And he does, or he tries to, without a single moment of hesitation. He uses his chained hands to snatch the bottle, breaks it open with his teeth, and drinks the entire thing himself.
No hesitation, not a single second. He just downs it, and he starts crying these big fat tears, saying Luffy never asked him to be part of the Grand Fleet, that this was his own mess, his own stupid mistake. He's apologizing to an absent Luffy that he won't get to see him become the Pirate King. That loyalty is just... Man, it's everything. It's the reason Luffy is going to be the king. It's not just his own strength. It's the strength of everyone he inspires. It's the core of his power, the very thing the world government fails to understand about him. This network of people who would literally die for him, even when he doesn't ask them to, or in this case, for a mistake he made in Luffy's name. It's a devotion that can't be bought or forced.
But then he clutches his stomach. Everyone is waiting for him to explode or melt or whatever that poison was supposed to do, and he just lets out this massive burp.
The poison was fake. It seems it was just some kind of potent drink.
It was just a test, a terrifying, terrifying test of character. And the second they realized, the Barto Club is out of there. They don't stick around. Barto is yelling that Shanks is softer than he expected. The nerve of that guy to go through that and then immediately start talking trash while running for his life. You gotta respect it.
Ben Beckman asks Shanks why he's smiling after all that, and Shanks just says it's because Bartolomeo is so dedicated to Luffy. He respects it. He's not even mad. In Bartolomeo, he sees the same fire of loyalty that he inspires in his own crew. He recognizes the quality of the man Luffy is drawing to his side. It's a sign that Luffy is truly becoming his equal.
But then it gets cold. Real cold. The mood shifts on a dime. Yasopp just walks up, completely stone-faced, rifle on his shoulder. He says they still need to teach Bartolomeo a lesson, and he shoots their ship.
It's a single, perfect shot from an incredible distance. From his point of view, the ship is just a tiny speck on the horizon. And then, suddenly, there's a massive explosion. The going Luffy-senpai just erupts in fire and sinks into the sea.
He just blew it up, with them on it. They were sailing away. What does that mean? Are they okay? We don't know their fate. They're just gone. And that's Usopp's dad, just casually destroying the ship of his son's #1 fan, a ship modeled after our first ship, the Going Merry. That reunion is going to be so complicated. Can you imagine? Hey, Dad, great to finally meet you. Why'd you try to murder my friend and biggest supporter?
It's a stark reminder that the Red Hair Pirates are not our friendly rivals, not really. They are a true Yonko crew. They have a pleasant, fun-loving side, but they are absolutely ruthless when they feel it's necessary. There are lines you do not cross, and disrespecting a Yonko's protection, even indirectly, is one of them. The lesson had to be taught, not just to Bartolomeo, but to anyone watching.
That's for sure. And speaking of ruthless Yonko crews, then we're taken straight to Hachinos, Pirate Paradise.
And Blackbeard is back, and he is absolutely furious. His command room is shaking.
Pizarro let Kobe and Moria escape. Moria is out. Gecko Moria. I did not see that coming. I thought he was a goner for sure after Absalom. Blackbeard is screaming, his darkness leaking everywhere. He's yelling about how the world is on the brink of a massive war, a scramble for the throne, and Pizarro, the corrupt king, just let 2 key pieces walk right off the board.
But the rest of the crew, they're not scared. They're just fired up. Vasco Shadwell laughing, Shiryu is polishing his sword. They thrive on this chaos. And Teach, for all his rage, knows how to use that energy. He turns his anger into ambition, shouting that it doesn't matter because they'll just go find the One Piece themselves.
Then we find out what I was dreading, the one that makes my stomach turn. Garp is alive.
Alive, but captured. Frozen solid and brought to Hachinosu. Kuzan caught him. But there's a crucial, chilling detail to it. We learn that Kuzan succeeded in capturing him despite his orders, and that the original mission was to eliminate him.
Wait, what? No, I can't believe that. He was trying to kill his old mentor, so capturing him was the failure? Oh man, that's dark. That's so much worse. I was holding out hope for Kuzan, that he had some secret plan, that he was working from the inside. But if he was actively trying to murder Garp, that's just bleak. That's a betrayal on a whole other level. But at least Garp is alive. For now.
For now. He is a prisoner of the most treacherous Emperor of the Sea. And Blackbeard has another high-value prisoner, Charlotte Pudding. He explicitly says he's going to exploit her abilities to claim his rightful place.
Her third eye. The ability to hear the voice of all things, or more directly, to read the poneglyphs. That's his endgame. That's been his plan all along. He's not searching for the final road poneglyph. Why would he? He'll just let another crew do the hard work, then steal the information from them. Or, in this case, he'll take our rubbings and have Pudding read them. That's his shortcut.
Exactly. It's the ultimate pirate move, in a way. He subverts the entire journey that Roger undertook. Roger had to travel the world, build bonds, and earn the right to hear the poneglyph story. Teach just wants to steal the answer key at the end. And he's already making other moves. He then calls Lafitte, who's at the Umit Shipping Company's headquarters.
Where is that? Is that a place we know? The place looked like a huge modern port city, all glass and steel.
It's new, but the name is interesting. It sounds like a massive global logistics company, perhaps one of the primary contractors for the world government. Think of it as the company that handles all the non-military supply lines. And Lafitte's report is huge.
Their siege is working. The supply ships to the Holy Land, Mariyosi, are breaking down, sabotaged, delayed. The food isn't getting through. The celestial jerks might actually be in danger of starving. The idea of those pampered jerks missing a meal, I gotta admit, it's a little satisfying.
Lafitte finds it all very amusing. This is Blackbeard's grand move in the Great War. It's brilliant in its own sinister way. Not a direct assault like the Revolutionary Army, but a siege. He's strangling the world government from the shadows, creating internal pressure and chaos, weakening them before the final battle. He's attacking their very foundation of luxury and entitlement.
And just when Blackbeard hangs up the Denden Mushi, Von Augur and Katarina Devon show up, and they've got someone with them. A slimy, terrified-looking piece of work. Caribou.
No, Franky, when I saw who it was, I felt a genuine chill.
Yes, that guy. The swamp Logia we picked up in Fishman Island and who stowed away with us all the way through Wano. They got him.
This is bad. This is very, very bad. Caribou knows that Princess Shirahoshi is the ancient weapon Poseidon. He overheard us. He knows that the ancient weapon Pluton is dormant beneath Wano. He has been a stowaway listening to some of the crew's most vital, world-shattering secrets.
And now he's in the hands of the one crew, the one man you would never want to have that information. Blackbeard is about to get a massive intel drop. He's getting the keys to 2/3 of the world's most destructive weapons delivered to his doorstep. This isn't a disaster, it's an apocalypse waiting to happen.
It's an absolute catastrophe, and it happens right before that final, devastating turn.
Yeah, then we're back on the ship 2 days after leaving Egghead. The Giants, Jinbei, Robin, Franky, Brooke, the four of us, we're all on the main ship, the Great Eric, panicking.
Because we look over to where the Thousand Sunny should be, sailing right alongside us, and there's nothing, just waves. The ship is gone.
It just vanished, wiped off the face of the sea. And with it, Luffy, Zoro, Nami, Usopp, Sanji, and Chopper, the original East Blue crew plus our doctor.
The ones who started this journey together from the very beginning.
How does a whole ship disappear? A super ship that I built to withstand anything, with a Yonko on board. Was it an attack? But there was no sound, no explosion, nothing. Did they get warped somewhere? Did a devil fruit user just pluck them out of reality? I have so many questions and zero answers. Everyone on the giant ship is freaking out, and then we get one little glimpse.
We see where one of them ended up.
Nami. She wakes up alone on a hard, cold floor.
And the room she's in is made of these strange, brightly colored studded blocks, almost like toy building blocks.
Like Legos, that's what I was thinking. Giant, person-sized Lego bricks. And her outfit, she's not in her egghead clothes. She's wearing some kind of Viking or warrior gear. What is this place? Is this Elbaph?
I don't think it's Elbaph itself, not the main island we've heard stories about. This feels different, a separate pocket reality perhaps, or the work of a very powerful and very strange devil fruit. The toy-like nature of it is what's most unsettling. It feels deliberately artificial, like a construct.
Is this where the whole crew is? Are they all separated in different block rooms? Oh my god, so this is how the Elbaph adventure starts, and our crew isn't even on the right island. This is gonna be a crazy one. Super crazy.
It seems Elbaph is not the straightforward party island Usopp was hoping for. There are layers to this kingdom and its prince that we haven't even begun to suspect.
Okay, predictions. I need to process this. I need to figure this out. You go first, Robin. Give me some of that big brain analysis.
Oh, right. My first prediction, based on that last scene, the room Nami is in is a playroom. It belongs to a giant child, possibly Prince Loki himself, who has a devil fruit that allows him to collect interesting things. The missing straw hats have been mistaken for dolls or action figures and have been taken to be played with.
Whoa, okay, that's both ridiculous and terrifying. To be a plaything for a literal giant. My turn. I think the one who took them is Loki, the Prince of Elbaph, but it's not for fun. He has a devil fruit that lets him create these pocket dimensions, like a souped-up version of Brulee's mirror world, and he separated them as some kind of test or trial. To prove they're worthy of entering the kingdom of Elbaph, they have to overcome these individual challenges and find each other.
A trial by separation. An interesting theory. It would fit the warrior culture. My second prediction, Lafitte's mission at Umit Shipping isn't just a siege. That is the cover story. He is there to intercept a specific secret delivery intended for the Five Elders. Perhaps a new scientific breakthrough from the remnants of Mads, or even a devil fruit they have acquired. He's not just causing chaos, he's stealing a specific asset.
Ooh, I like that. Blackbeard playing 4D chess again. Okay, my second one, Caribou doesn't just talk. He's a weasel, but he's a survivor. He tries to bargain. He'll offer up the ancient weapon info piece by piece in exchange for a spot on Blackbeard's crew, thinking it's his only way to survive. And Blackbeard, who loves collecting weirdos with useful skills, will accept for now. He'll keep Caribou around as his personal intel source.
A desperate move from a desperate man. Plausible. Blackbeard has a history of recruiting prisoners who prove useful. My final prediction, we will see at least one other Straw Hat soon, and it will be Usopp. Following the toy room theme, he will wake up in a different block-based room, but this one will look like a giant's workshop, filled with enormous tools, hammers the size of boats, nails as big as swords, a place that would be both a nightmare and a dream come true for him.
That would be perfect for him, and it would be right before he gets to the real Elbaph. Okay, my last one. It's about Barto. The Barto Club is alive. Yasopp's shot was a warning, a lesson, like you said. It sank their ship, but the red hair pirates fished them out of the water immediately after. They're not casualties, they're prisoners. Shanks is teaching them a lesson in fear and respect, but he wouldn't kill the followers of the man who inherited Rogers and Joy Boy's will.
A lesson, not an execution. That feels right for Shanks. Harsh, but with an underlying purpose. He values that kind of loyalty too much to simply extinguish it.
We'll have to wait and see. Man, What a ride. I feel like I ran a marathon. The journey to Elbaph has begun, and it's already complete and utter chaos. I just hope the others are okay. I need my captain back.